Howdy, everyone. Welcome to Zentasia Spirit Chat, despite it saying in 5D back here. We are the Zentasia Spirit Chat tonight, baby. That's right. So welcome aboard. Glad you could be here and join us. Hang on, I got the... So, here we go. Got that taken care of. So yeah, tonight's topic is going to be interesting. And it's something that we all can relate to. Just about everybody can. So I don't know where to begin. There's so many different things I do want to cover, and I don't want to take up a lot of time covering this stuff. As I mentioned, tonight's topic is real life experiences, supernatural encounters, and these can be anything supernatural or interdimensional, like elemental spirits, gnomes, extraterrestrial beings, ghosts, shadow people, interdimensional travelers, entities from parallel realms, spirit guides, fairies, dimensional shapeshifters, yeah, or whatever else you may have experienced. This is a chance for you to share your experiences through supernatural encounters with these entities. As you'll see, this is much more common than you would imagine. Our stories will show a world beyond 3D reality, sharing encounters that are both fascinating and unexplained through first-hand accounts that offer a glimpse into the mysterious mysteries that exist outside our everyday lives. I'll start it out and then I'll bring in our friends so they can share their experiences as well. This is going to be fun. So, one time I was on a cruise with Michelle and she fell asleep before me. As I was getting ready for bed, I saw a short man about 5 foot tall wearing a fedora, watching Michelle as she lifted out of her body to astral travel. Now, I've seen this man before with the fedora, short man. You know, I might be opening my refrigerator and out of the corner of my eye, there he is. Is he a spirit guide? Is he a scribe who's recording everything for my Akashic records? I don't know. I like when we get confirmations of seeing supernatural entities. One time I was working on my computer and my German Shepherd was laying down at the bottom of my steps that led upstairs. I saw this orb fly up the staircase. And I have one of those staircases that go up and then curve around, right? And that's the exact path that the orb took. And as I was watching the orb, my dog was too. I could see his head follow the orb up the staircase. That's confirmation, baby. I could go on, but the last thing I want to do is play 3 short videos and then I'll bring everyone in. So let me do a screen share here. A little easier on StreamYard than Zoom. Ah, here we are. Okay. So 3 short videos and then come on in and tell us your stories. Okay. And let's begin the video share. Oh, hang on. Let me I got to make sure I click the volume on this. This is a little different than StreamYard. Okay, share sound. That's what we want. Okay. Here we go. All right. First video is from my wife, Allie, and this just happened a few days ago. Check this out.
This nice surprise, a nice change out of the blue. I just saw a little person running across my, you're going to think I'm mad, and I've not been on anything, I promise you, but there was something that ran across.
What's interesting is before she even started speaking about this, she was talking about this astrology reading, tarot reading, and she said something, you'll notice a change out of the blue. Isn't this what it is? And then at the end, she says something similar to that. Check it out.
This nice surprise, a nice change out of the blue.
out of the blue.
I just saw a little person running across my, you're going to think I'm mad, and I've not been on anything, I promise you, but there was something that ran across my, and it wasn't a mouse, it was a person, a little person. How lovely. Oh, sorry, but anyway, there's going to be something, it's going to come out of the blue.
It's going to be something. It's going to come out of the blue, like that little person. It's almost as if Ellie knew, right? Our next video is
I was doing this third eye meditation where I have a candle in front of me, lights are off, mirrors in front of me, and I'm focusing on my third eye. And I'm seeing myself transform into all these different beings. And then this ogre-like being came in front of me, big red eyes and fang-like teeth. And it was staring at me. What I did at the time, I said, "You're not welcome here. I ask that you leave immediately. Only those of the highest vibration of truth, love, and light are welcome." But what I should have done was given him the opportunity to at least say who he was, maybe, or help him find the light, see what his purpose was here. I judged him, and that wasn't right, because it looked scary. I mean, heck, I could have looked scary to him. What if everybody looked like him, and then I appeared in front of him, in front of his mirror? He'd be like, "Oh my God." So, yeah, so definitely check that out. I was doing this third eye meditation.
and the last video. These are short videos, so we'll be rolling here in a second.
The veil has lifted, or it's in the process of lifting. And what's happening right now, I'm seeing more entities now than I have ever before. And they're not malevolent either. It's like I'll turn around the corner, I'll be in the kitchen, and there'll be a man standing there. I don't feel anything bad, because what I do is I smudge my house. For those who aren't familiar with smudging, you can smudge with anything. You can use incense. Most people use sage. What I say when I smudge, I ask that only those of the highest vibration of truth, love, and light are welcome here. Any negative entities or negative souls, disincarnated souls that are here, I ask that you leave immediately. Only those of the highest vibration of truth, love, and light are welcome. And I go through each room in my house and I smudge the heck out of it. So I know that the only entities that I'm seeing are benevolent or friendly. Since October, I'm seeing more and more of these entities coming up. So it's showing us that the veil is lifting.
Now, these are just a few examples, right, of what you can see through beyond the veil of the third dimension. Okay, so bear with me. The thing is that these are real experiences from real people. And I'm sure we have a lot more stories to hear. So without any further ado, let's let everybody in and hear what stories you guys have, okay? So let's do it. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on Zentasia Spirit Chat. There's Jeremiah. How are you?
Hey.
How are you? And I see Lisa in the background there too, your mom.
Hi.
Hi, Lisa. Hey,
Hi,
Vera.
Greg. Hi.
And we have Elise.
Elsie.
Yes. How are you? Thank you for joining us.
I was so sad I missed you last week, you guys. I was really sick.
Aw. Well, you're here today. And I'll tell you, it takes a lot of courage. Most of us that are on camera right now are introverts. And the first time you go on camera, that first minute feels like an hour. But it gets easier as, right, Vera? I see you just like looking away. But yeah, it gets easier.
My first spirit chat felt like 10 hours in the beginning.
And Lisa, you can attest the same thing, right? That
Yeah,
it gets easier as you move along, right?
I was so scared. It was.
But this is important because especially this is a great topic because so many of us have experienced these supernatural things. It's not uncommon, we'll put it that way, and it's important for other people to see this, and then perhaps maybe they'll share their stories, you know, below if they're watching it on the recorded version, or maybe they'll come in while they're watching and say, hey, they can do it, I can do it too. So anyway, Who would like who would like to begin and share with their experience?
I don't know. Go, Jeremiah.
Jeremiah?
Okay. Well, my experience,
Yeah.
it happened. Seemed like I think like probably like 10 years ago, like 10 years ago now,
Okay. 10 years ago.
and this was the seventh right after he dropped out of high school.
Okay. So you just graduated high school and
No, dropped out.
oh, you dropped out. Okay.
Because
Good for you. Who needs that indoctrination?
because I really needed my GED, but for this, like me and my friend, like we were walking down the road, the bus stop, and we saw this dark splotch on the ground. Never, like there were trees near us, but nowhere near this purposeful.
Targets pain and the source of inflammation. So for faster pain relief.
So what did you think it was?
Oh. Well, I'm like this is a bad vibe. We should go home and just not go to that school anymore.
I remember that.
Die. Like I end up staying home for a little bit. After that, I found a cooler, good school for GD. Was fun and interactive, and I went to that one. And this one, it truly showed me who it truly showed me who I was.
I didn't catch that last sentence. Hi, Allie.
Hi.
I've got the jitterbug flip too. I love the big buttons.
Hmm.
It showed me who I was.
24/7. Easy to use jitterbug phones with unlimited talk, text, and
Hang on.
somebody's jitterbug smart.
Feels deliberate.
Okay.
Might not be. Might not be. Lisa, can you
So-
help out with that last sentence?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Jeremiah, did you mean that was the time that you started to go to that GED school type school thing, and then you saw that dark shadow, right?
Yes.
And you turned around and left, and you guys went home. You and Alex went home
Yes.
Right.
because something would have happened. Did you tell me you saw a big white van go by and that it
No.
missed you guys, or something weird
No.
happened?
That was another time.
That was another time. Okay. Yeah, that was way back then when people would walk more, to different places. Plus, I think they're about 17 or so. Yeah, 17 years old, 16 and 17. But did you mean that shadowy thing was a warning to protect you from
Yes.
something bad?
It was.
Yeah.
He knew the foreboding that protected him was like a warning so that he didn't go there and avoided something.
Yeah. That, that's what I was kind of trying to get at too. What did you feel when you saw that? And apparently it was something that was warning you to, about that area or that situation, right?
Oh. Well, like at first, Like when the shuttle just it appeared. It appeared.
Hmm. And there, you had a friend with you, so it wasn't just you that saw that.
And there was no clouds either.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yes.
Yeah. Remember I said something about that to you,
You
about 5 days earlier. I said, if you get a bad feeling, Jeremiah, about going to school,
no matter what
go
you've
ahead.
done, no matter how much shame you brought upon her. What did you do?
No, nothing. It was just a minor traffic misunderstanding.
Thank God. What did she do?
Is it Samsung SM? Would you mind muting because we can still hear you? Sorry,
Are you
being
naked?
bossy.
I've muted them several times, and they
Yeah.
keep on.
Oh.
Okay.
So how did you feel after that? Did you feel, would you go back to that area again, or
Oh,
you tend to keep away?
Why not?
Wait.
yeah.
Because I had a little too much champagne.
Hold on a minute while we sort it
I
out.
know. Yeah, I'm just gonna.
You know how to do that, Greg.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think
you do.
I'm gonna go like this because they're not responding.
They're not respectful.
Yeah.
Nope.
So, oof. Anyway, all right. Here we are. I just was trying to get on to the Zentasia chat to give a link.
Am I
There you go,
there?
Shannon. All right.
Yes, Chris, you're
Hi,
here.
Chris, we hear you.
Well, I'm on my phone because I couldn't find a link on my computer and I can't see me. I just didn't know if I was here. I'll be quiet.
No, don't be quiet, Chris. We want to hear from you.
Yeah, everyone's got some great stories to share, and
Yeah.
so it's only
So, hello, everybody. Elizabeth. Hello, Vera.
Hi.
I don't know if you can hear me because I don't know how to use this app. I don't know if it's working.
we hear you loud and clear.
We see Chris. Hello,
There's Chris. All right.
Hi, Lisa, Jeremiah. Hello.
Hey, Greg.
What's your name? In the orange. Sorry, what can I call you?
Elsie.
She's muted.
Elsie.
Yeah, you're muted, Elsie.
She's just trying to turn it off. I can see she's trying to turn it off.
Yeah, it's Elsie.
Okay.
Elsie. Excellent. Thank you. And our lovely Chris as well.
Yeah. So, Lisa, have you had experiences like this? I know you have.
Yeah.
I know you have.
You're right. I not a whole lot of them come to mind for some reason, but they not long ago, I know I've told one before, but it's coming to mind, so I'll tell it again. It's a cute story. I and my son, he went through a lot, by his aunt, right? She's not his complete aunt, but it's my half sister, and she was not very nice. She's really terrible. I won't say what she is, but she treated him really bad, really, really horribly bad. And I won't go into detail there. But and also she was terrible to me. But she was like our food was messed with. I found out some things later on. Yeah. I found out about a life insurance policy that had been taken out on my son when he was a little kid, and then that kind of thing, and a lot of other things that went on. That she held herself out to be this church-going, perfect person, but she wasn't. She was up to some really terrible things. But not all churches are bad, but they give me as you say, Greg, the heebie-jeebies for a lot of. Yeah, but anyway, she's one of those church people that they show up with one hand and they're doing a lot of horrible things with the other hand. And I didn't, yeah. Anyway, not long ago.
Isn't that just like the Roman Catholic Church? How they have enough money to feed, clothe, and shelter everyone in the world, but they don't.
Yeah, they got the tunnel underneath that Vatican thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the library that they have, stolen books that they got from when they burned down the Library of Congress in Alexandria. Yeah, all that
Yeah.
corruption. Anyway, continue on, please.
Oh, okay. And then I was laying there, trying to process through like some of the grief because it was affecting me physically, right? And I was trying to like do that for the sake of Jeremiah, and I felt and for me. And it was around 5 in the evening or
Mhm.
so. I happened to look up, kind of toward the east corner of the room, and there's kind of a soft blue purpley lights in the room, and I saw some ancestors show up. The good ones, they're not blood related, but they are some elderly folk that we were really close to, and Jeremiah was really close to, named Nikki and Jewel. Mickey and Jewel. And they're the horrible, bad sister abuser person's husband's mother, and her sister is who they were. And they took a liking to us when they were here on Earth alive in the physical body. They've passed on to the other side, but they showed up. And apparently they had crossed to the other side and come back. And they can look in on us, and they have like a wider panoramic view of what's happened in our lives if they're allowed to. And I heard Mickey say, "We see." I saw her. She's like right there. And she looked at me laying there, and she's saying, "We know, we see what's happened, what your half sister has done to you and your son. She gonna pay for that." And I saw it, and I heard it loud and clear. And her sister Jewel was right behind her. Those two wise, sharp ladies, they know. They're letting me know. And it gave me so much peace that somehow there is justice. I think it was last year I saw that. I hope I made sense. I didn't.
I wonder what she meant by she'll pay for that, because you would think that once you're on the other side, it's all forgiveness and love, but that sounds more like retribution. It's like, I'm after
Well,
your ass.
there is justice. I mean, if they did things and they know better than to do them, like that they had done them and they know better not to do these things, not that I'm judge or jury, but I know there's forgiveness, but they have to, it's like there has to be something to make things make right. Like if they knew better than to hurt a little child like that, and they did it anyway, and but they said that she's going to pay for that, because that's a language that I would understand.
Yeah.
And like for me, I do a lot of forgiveness. Like if my friend forgot to call me on my birthday, probably I won't remember it's my birthday either, but I'll forgive them, because it's like, oh yeah, it's April, yeah, sure, or May when they finally call me, that's fine. I don't think about it. Sure, I don't even hold it in my mind, or a lot of things like that. But some things that just have to be like let go. And then like if someone does something really, really wrong, like to hurt a child or something, like the way they did my son, there's retribution or something that they go through.
Well, I was thinking when she said you'll pay for that, it might be something as simple as karma. Then now she'll have to see what it's like to be on the other side of that. So
Yeah.
it might be something along
Come
that
back
line.
again and be on the other flip side.
Yep.
Yeah, or even in this life, maybe some terrible brain disease.
It's true too.
Or she might get mad cow or something. I shouldn't say that, but Anyway,
You're only human, Lisa. You're only human. I mean, we have these emotions. We're not here to be angelic. So,
yeah, I'm not perfect, but yeah, I know. But it gave me so much peace that they saw that they were a witness.
yes.
Right.
That
Yeah.
everybody need a witness.
You didn't
You're
feel
not
so
alone.
alone.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
compassionate witness that knows the truth about what happened.
Well, thank you for sharing, both Jeremiah and Lisa. We appreciate that. We're going to move on to someone else because we only have like an hour to do this, and we're at 7:30 already. So who would like to go next? Thank you once again, though. Appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
Vera's saying, yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Do it. All right, let's go.
Yep. This is a while back
Uh-huh.
when everyone was restricted to go outside, but except when you had a dog.
Mhm.
I walked. That was my previous dog, Benji. And because of his condition, he was getting closer to being more exhausted quickly. And we did a long walk. And I said, well, we'll have to go this way, buddy, because the other way around is too far for you. Basically, he didn't want to go, but I convinced him. So we walked on that path. It's under the trees. And it did spook me. All of a sudden, a path that came next to a house to where we were walking. And my dog literally slammed his front feet because he was getting spooked. He hit the brakes. And I saw a huge, big, dark shadow. But it was not a nasty dark. And I knew I had to wait. And I said, I'm sorry. In my mind, my dog cannot take another route. It's too far for him. It went as I'm getting chills still. And it stepped aside, didn't see it. And we could basically walk it past that entity or whatever it was standing there. And I felt that it was to clear some stuff up in this area.
That entity was there to clear the energies?
Yeah, that was during those lockdowns.
Ah. So why did Benji kind of freak out over that?
In a way, because animals basically they see everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he was already a little bit on edge because he did not want to go that route. He wanted me to take a detour.
Ah.
And it was like out of the blue or out of the dark, it was there, blocking.
Do you think, Vera, that Benji knew that there was something
Oh
dark
yeah,
that way, and that's why he didn't want to go?
Well, it was more like a dark shaped, but it was not dark. And yes, if I would not have shown the respect, basically apologizing and saying why I could not take a detour.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I would have felt the anger because they were there for something important. And I've seen in that time, because I used to walk late between 12 and 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning because it was so quiet and it's so nice to walk. And it took us both off guard. And when I lived in the other area, I always asked my animals, because of what was going on there, that's why I moved, is it safe to walk outside? And I waited until they were done scanning the area, and it was either no, wait, or yes, go. So he was trained to detect it. The fact he did not turn around told me it was not dangerous, but we're not supposed to be there.
It's so psychic, aren't they?
Yeah, animals, and it's not just dogs. Cats see things that we don't see, and
Yeah, I did see, saw it even. So it was that kind of more powerful and forceful, because it literally felt it was there to guard the area.
Mhm.
And from that moment on, when we would go out, I would send out the energy and where we would walk. And I never had a problem ever since.
Wow.
Just letting them know. And I forgot in that moment. And to say it, I hear the word, my bad. I didn't listen.
That's a great story. Thank you for sharing, Vera.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Who would like to go next?
Come on,
Who'd
guys.
like to go next, Allie?
I think
All right,
Chris
no.
wanted
Elsie.
to go.
Elsie
I
was
think it
raising
was.
her hand. She finally,
I
all
think.
right.
I think it was. So
Don't
someone else.
forget to unmute,
I got
Elsie.
bailed out for now, Allie, but Elsie's up.
Yeah,
Okay.
Elsie's still muted.
Yeah, unmute yourself, Elsie.
She doesn't know how. I don't think. I think that's what she's saying.
Oh, maybe I can ask to unmute. Let's do that.
Yeah, then that comes up. If Greg asks to unmute, it comes up.
There we go.
Okay. All right. So, hi, Ali. Hi, everyone. Hi,
Hello.
Greg. I'm the one that moved from Vegas to Florida.
Oh,
Remember?
yes.
Yes, this is me.
Okay.
So
Oh,
we're at my
meet you.
father-in-law's house.
Uh-huh.
When we moved in September, there was a lot of movement of stuff in the house that he had. I'm just gonna go to another area of the house. Ooh, it's too dark. Never mind. So, what do I talk? So what happened? We have two dogs. One is deaf, completely deaf. And after moving a lot of stuff, we took a lot of our boxes to the patio in the back, right? So we can get organized in the house little by little. I could feel this very, very, very intense energy, and it was kind of spooky. I got the chills, and I was very uncomfortable. And my deaf dog, out of out of the blue, started barking in one corner. Her hair
Wow.
was up, and she was going like attacking someone, but there was nobody there. I'm getting goosebumps. So
Wow.
Kaya, I brought it in. I did some Palo Santo saging, and I just closed the sliding door. That day, my husband had to stay at work on a call, so I was home alone. And Kaya, and I was gonna sleep with both dogs, to be honest, but they started a fight, so I put Zoe in the kennel and Kaya, the deaf dog, in my bed. At 3 a.m. exactly, she woke up growling at my door, my bedroom door. Again, the hair was up, and she went bananas, like in attack mode. So I just said, whoever you are, you need to leave. This is a home of pure love, pure light. You're not welcome here. Just leave. And the dog was growling at the door, and the other dog started barking. It was exactly at 3 a.m. After that, the next morning, before Manny, my husband, came, I searched the whole house, not only the patio, and we never had that issue again. So Kaya is super sensitive, even though she's deaf, because she can hear nothing. But she knew there was something in here, and she was sleeping right next to me.
Well,
But
you can
exactly
feel
at
it
3
too.
a.m., she woke up. Oh
You
yeah, we
felt
can feel it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was
So,
it was ugly. I don't know what it was, but it was
Well,
ugly.
a dog might be deaf in the 3D world.
Yes.
But in the 5D or in their sensory world, they feel the energy. They hear the energy.
Yeah. She was not happy. And I called my husband. I said, Manny, I'm scared. He goes, what happened? I said, this is what happened. He goes, no, you're fine. You're going to be fine. So yeah, next morning I saved the whole house. And I copy first your praying for smudging, Greg. I
Yeah.
wrote it down.
Oh, nice.
And then because I was like little by little writing down every phrase, and then
I
I put
thought
it in
what you were
paper and I
saying
was reading
sounded
it as I
awfully
went through the
familiar.
whole house.
I thought what you were saying sounded awfully
So,
familiar.
so that's what I did.
Yeah.
You know what? I had to
Wow.
translate that one in Spanish for my brother in Peru because they were having some paranormal activity. So he goes, Halsey, do you know anything that can help me? And in Peru, Palo Santo is like, you have it everywhere. I say, this is what you need. Get some incense, get Palo Santo, get some sage. And I translated it in Spanish and it worked perfectly fine. So, yeah,
Awesome. Well,
that's all I
thank you.
have to share for tonight.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Ali, you look so
Beautiful.
beautiful as always, Ali. I love you.
Ah, I don't feel beautiful today. I've been rushing about, but thank you so
Oh,
much.
you always look great.
And
If we can only
Ellie,
see,
I've been
if we can only
teaching
see the
tonight
soul
over at my
spark,
mum's.
if we can only see
Sorry?
the soul, if we can only see the soul spark in everyone,
Oh.
everyone's beautiful.
and
Yeah.
Ellie, congratulations.
Yes.
1,000.
1,000
Hey.
subscribers. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Would you
Oh,
like to go next
congratulations. That's
now that we
awesome.
got you here, Allie? You want to go next?
Well, I because I don't want to run out of time for everybody. I want everyone else to go before me. So it's
Aw.
not that I'm nervous. It's that I feel that everybody else needs to speak before me.
All right. Well, you and I have a great story anyway, that we hopefully can get to it toward the end. It's about your
Now
dad's
that's
picture.
X-rated, darling. We can't speak about that.
No, your
What's
dad's
happening now?
picture. Your dad has nothing to do with X-rated, you and me.
I'm only teasing.
How about Elizabeth? You were the next one in. Would you welcome and glad to see you here. You
So
figured it
good
all
to
out.
see you, Elizabeth. It's been a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Yeah, she's a regular, but I think this is your first time on camera, right? And let me get you your
I don't know
volume.
how to use it.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Does it work?
Yes,
It's my first time. I'm sorry.
you're doing great. That's all right. She's the
It's
one that
nice.
sends love, 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 love to everyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what are your experiences with supernatural entities, Elizabeth?
What kind would you like to hear?
What would you like to share?
I have many.
We're all ears.
In a spaceship.
All right.
Back
Yeah.
in 2016, I was in a deep meditation and I was going up this blue energetic tunnel, like this beam of light. And I wasn't alone because I could see other people doing the same thing around. And then I come up into this ship with 3 entities, a female in the very back and 2 males up front right here. And I didn't know what to do. I was so nervous. So I just said with it, telepathically is how we speak.
Right.
So in my mind, I was just thinking love, 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 love. The same thing I do in the groups. Love, 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 love. And they loved me. And they thought I was beautiful. So I cried.
Aw.
And then they thought I was even more beautiful because I was crying. So then I thought they were so beautiful. I wanted to stay with them. And they thought I was so beautiful. But they said, this is what they told me. I have to complete my mission. I am needed here by God to do something that only I can do.
Mhm.
And they've been with me in the past and they've been with me in the future and they're with me now, right up there, never left. They're always with me, but I need to come down and finish my mission. Don't kill myself, just finish my mission and everything will be good. So they told me I had to come back and I'm like, no, I want to stay. You're beautiful. I don't want to come back there. And they said I had to come back. So I started to descend down this blue tube and I could look out and see I'm not the only one. There are others. And it had the most profound effect in my life. It really transformed me from being sad and suicidal to I'm special and on a mission. And even if no one on this planet sees it, God says I am. And that's all that matters. The whole world
Did they
thinks I'm
tell you-
worthless.
Did they tell you your mission, what you're here for, or did you figure that
Um,
out?
my unique vibrational frequency is a key to unlock something that needs to be unlocked. So I just have to stay alive. I
And
just have to stay alive. I don't have to do
that's
anything but
why
just stay alive.
that's why it's important that you're here showing yourself, because not only do our voices have codes, our faces and how we look have codes that other people are picking up, and that's why it's
And I
important
look
for
a
you.
lot like my past incarnation. My face is almost, we're so similar.
Aw,
Wow.
that's a
I
great
have
story. It sounds a
pictures.
lot like a near-death experience where you
I've
go up
had a
there
near-death
and
experience. Yes, sir. I died. I did die in one of my suicides and I came back to life.
wow.
So I came back with all this knowledge of dying and going to the other side and seeing and hearing what I need to do, but it's all telepathic and this like so much knowledge comes to you in a split second. And it's
Wow.
trying to learn to decode and understand what it all means because it happens so fast, like in a
Wow.
flash. Yeah. So my awakening happened from a near-death experience because I committed suicide and I died and I came back. So
How long ago was that?
2015, August the 8th, 2015. 888 2 plus 1 plus 5 is 8. 888. I was born on the 8th. Everything about me is 8. That's
Wow.
all I know.
Thank you for that.
Did you deliberately try and take your life on the 8th? Was it actually planned for that time,
I
or was
don't
that just
remember the
coincidence?
dates of it, but I know
Okay.
my last incarnation, I was born on 10/10/1880.
Okay.
And I died 6/6/1966, and there are 444 weeks in between my incarnations of this life and my past life, which is 888 weekend days. And I was born on a Sunday, which is the 888th day in between lives. And I connected all these dots because of intel through meditation. They tell me, go look at dates between dates. You know, I try to be as obedient as I can when they're telling me downloads and knowledge and look these things up. And I try to it's like I'm trying to put all the pieces together to some puzzle I didn't even know I was doing. But it got me here with all you beautiful people.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, and
Got me
thank you
away
for
from
not
all the
checking
people
out.
all the other people that drove me to my suicide are out of my life now.
Good.
Yay.
Replaced with high vibrational frequency entities that match me. So I'm grateful to be here.
Our pleasure. Thank you for not checking out.
August the 8th, I'll be 9 years awakened on August the 8th this year will be my 9 years. 9 years that
My
my
wedding
walk-in.
anniversary.
I was 40 years and 8 months when my walk-in came in. So that's when my walk-in come in, and you know, I had a walk-in at 40 years and 8 months and 0 days. My lower self could only split and go so low that I had to split again. And so the entity, myself that was here for the first 40 years and 8 months since 1974, can only go so high and so low. And I needed that aspect of myself. Now that my walk-in is here, I can vibrate frequency. I can go higher. It's just I had to split because I could only go so low. So that's why my walk-in. And 40 years and 8 months of pure abuse. And it's gone now, thank God.
Every time I've had a new walk-in, I can notice a change in my own personality. My ex-wife and my daughter were the first ones to notice that years ago, but I've had a number of walk-ins come in and out, and same thing.
Oh, really?
They bring in more energy.
Yes.
You know, it's like an upgrade. Have you noticed that you've had like little personality traits? You might be all of a sudden listening to big band music when you never listened to it before, or something like that.
Mine's an identity crisis. When people ask my name, I don't know what to say anymore. I have so many different names. Identity crisis come with the midlife crisis. I honestly had a midlife crisis. And with that come an identity disorder. Like I don't know. I was born Beth, and then when I was adopted, I changed my name to Elizabeth, but I go by Anna, then I go by Annabeth, and then they went by Liz. And Elizabeth Namaste, I don't know. I don't even know who I am anymore.
What do you want? What do you want us to call you?
Elizabeth Namaste is fine for all this. Namaste.
Right.
I'm Elizabeth, and I'm just telling you, Namaste. I see the light in you because the same light is in with me. We are one. Namaste. We come from the same spark of light. We're just fractals of the same God source energy light.
For somebody that's never been on camera, you're doing an amazing job.
Yes.
Amazing job. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm kind of manicky right now. I'm probably all over the place.
You're excited.
That's okay, because when you start to put your experiences into words on camera, It's like it's the star like a waterfall. But you need it to find peace. Because when it's out, it's at peace. That's what
Right?
I found.
It's
Yes, I'm temporarily not much on camera because I had to work hard on my doggy, who's getting there.
wow. I just need to connect with people because I've been so alone for so many years. And I watch podcasts, but I've never really been able to speak to anyone awakened like me because everyone around me is asleep. Everyone
I'm
around me is
shaking.
asleep for 9 years.
I'm shaking
To
my hand with
talk
you.
to
I
people that
understand
resonate.
that.
If you talk like us, they need a dictionary because they don't even know what we're saying.
Yep.
Talk about frequency, vibrations, dimensions, entities, meditation. They're clueless. But I'd
Lock-ins?
love to talk to people like me because that's how we grow by sharing our experiences and our knowledge and our wisdom with people that are already in our group. We're already awake. We're already there. You
Totally digging it. And that's what
can't
this
wake
is all
people up
about.
that aren't ready to wake up. I don't care how much you shake. You can't wake them
That's
up until they're
true.
ready. Their soul is ready to be woken up. But you
Yeah.
never know who's fixing to wake up. So we have to keep singing our song. I'm just here to
All
help
we
one
can
person.
do,
I
all
can
we can
help one
do is
person.
plant seeds. We
Yep.
can only do plant seeds with them
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
and then let them experience it themselves.
Elizabeth, thank you, first of all, for having the courage to come on here and
Yeah.
for
Thank
sharing
you.
for sharing your stories. We appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
We gotta move on to Chris. How are you doing, Chris? Do you have any stories to share? Any
Oh,
piece?
I'll just share one real quick one. When I had my second child, Seth, the one that has the alcohol problem, well,
Uh-huh.
when he was a baby one night, he didn't sleep like for the first 2 years. He just screamed all the time. But anyway, I was doing my rocking thing and I fed him and I, got him kind of to sleep and put him back in the crib and kind of tucked him all in and went back to the sink to put the bottle away. And you got to check on him one more time before you go back to bed. So I went back to check on him. He was completely on the other end of the crib, and his blanket, which is always all scrunched up, was laid perfectly on top of him. It was just perfect.
Wow.
Like the angels must have just picked him up and
Yeah.
turned him around. And it was really, and that was a long time ago. So that really, really stuck with me that
Was
happened.
it the angels or was it maybe a family that had passed away or what do you think?
I just think it was the angels. I'm an angel person, so I just assumed. I don't know.
Yeah. That's a beautiful story. Yeah. It's
I
cool when
love
stuff
that.
like that happens.
Mhm.
Thank you for sharing
Oh, that's
that.
wonderful.
And usually the first feeling and thought you have with that is the real one.
The gut
Mhm.
feeling.
So
Yeah.
when you feel it's the angels, it is.
Yeah. Okay. Allie. Hi, my love.
Hello. Hello. Um, there was something I wanted to say, and it just keeps going out of my head. My head's spinning at the moment. I've been more in the spirit world than I have here today. It's just been whirlwind. So obviously we had my dad's experience, didn't we, with my dad?
Mhm.
Greg came over and we went to my brother's house with my sister-in-law, Jake and Nikki. Hi, Jake and Nikki, if you're watching. So yeah, we went for dinner over there, and it was the first time you'd met them, wasn't it?
Yes.
Because you were gonna go to London with them, weren't you?
That was the first time that had to have been before we got married then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I think so. And so we was all mucking about, having a bit of a drink. Was we staying over? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
we did. We did.
Yeah. Yeah, so we were just having a drink and having a giggle. And my dad came into, and I said, I think we said how much my dad would love Greg. And obviously he's my guide, so I know my dad loves Greg, but it would have been lovely for him to have been there. So you take over now.
Well, there was a picture on the wall of Allie and Jake's dad. and they brought it into the living room and they were showing me the picture and and uh, as a matter of fact, before I asked Allie to marry her, I asked her dad in the spirit world for permission as well,
Oh,
because I just wanted
oh,
his approval as well. And Allie
that's
already
so
knew that.
special.
She pretty much asked it, her dad, if this guy's not right for me, send him away or make bad stuff happen. I don't know what she said, but
I didn't say
still,
make bad stuff happen.
well, good, good. Thank you. But anyway, so he, Jake showed us that picture that was in the hallway, and ended up putting it back into the hallway, and we're out in the living room. So you have this hallway, dining room table, and then the living room over here. And we were talking about just hanging out and family stuff and just having a good time with everyone. His picture flies off the wall about 7 feet and towards us where we were in the living room. And
So this
no,
picture, it was a canvas. This picture would have had to come off the wall, come forward, and then go across that way.
do you know the
So
kinetic energy that it takes for somebody on the other side of the veil to do that? And there's
Wow.
4 witnesses altogether that were there, and we all witnessed it. So her father was like, "Yeah, I want to be here. I want to be. This is family. I want to be part of it."
Oh,
It was really cool.
yeah,
I got goosebumps just talking about hair
oh,
standing up on my arms.
that is so
yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
I had a
that's
mirror like
wonderful.
that.
Yeah.
And mind me, it was not a white toilet where you bathroom, but just for the toilet. When I would stretch my arms, I would touch the walls. On one side there was the mirror.
Mhm.
If that falls off the wall, it would land on the sink normally because the sink was under it.
Hmm.
It landed on the threshold of the doorway
Wow.
with a loud bang in the middle of the night.
Mm.
Oh God, that would have freaked me out really.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, a mirror, you think of mirrors as interdimensional portals. What was coming in and out of that?
I have no idea. And it was during a time I had a really hard time with how my dad was before he passed away. I felt like he ruined my life, but he
Mm.
wanted my attention. So when that happened, the first thought, come on, Dad, there are other ways.
Yeah, there you
That
go.
was my
First thought,
first
gut feeling.
thought.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
to find out he needed forgiveness. Not forget, just forgiveness. That's when he was able to step in as one of my guides.
Hmm. All right.
So
Now,
Yeah.
yeah,
Allie, getting back to what I don't know if you saw that video that I played earlier.
Some of it because I was around mum's.
Um, well, um, well, it was from your show over the weekend where you saw an
Well,
elemental
this,
or a little man or
yeah, the astrology. Honestly, I felt like sitting in Egypt. Um, you're in the zone, you're doing your readings and everything. And I literally looked up and I said, "Oh, there's a little man just running across the floor in the kitchen." You don't say stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It's just not something that you say, but I just couldn't help it. It's like, oh, the picture's just fallen off the wall, or oh, I've just something's just knocked off the. You would say something as matter of fact as that because it's the truth, because it was actually what happened. But this little gnome character, he was just like this little dumpy man, probably about that big,
wow,
an adult like man this big, and I sound like a complete loon, but this is what I saw.
yeah.
um Definitely. And he was I couldn't really see really what he was wearing, apart from he was wearing darker clothes, but there was nothing nasty or energy about him. It was just like just popping in, love, all right. Went off again. Right then.
Carry on.
Yeah.
I loved it that you were so open about it.
What
Yeah.
didn't mean to.
No, but
Well, I
that's
kind
where
of fed I kind of fed you those experiences, Allie. Do you have any that you'd like to share?
Um, of my own, I've got good ones and I've got bad ones. Um, oh my goodness, I've had so many. It's difficult, isn't it, to know what ones.
what pops in mind.
I've been in trance before, and I've got it on a VHS. You know those big tapes? Still got it on a tape. I'm hoping it destroyed actually somewhere because I don't really want it to go anywhere. I know Greg would probably get it done, put it on a disc so he'd watch it. But anyway, I was in trance and I was bringing through this person. Oh, the computer, don't go.
No,
I
no,
was
no.
I was bringing through this person, doing trance, and on the video, I've got a beard because it was like a darkenedish room, but you could see the beard transformation coming on my face, a beard, and I had a tunic. If anybody knows me for any minute, I always have low cut tops. I never, not even the winter. I always, you've got to make the most of what you got, girls. If you got some bosoms, get them out. That's what I say. Anyway.
Bravo. I agree.
So I had a tunic on that was coming across here. And you could clearly see this. Other people saw it, and then when you played the tape back, it's on there too. And so yeah, I can't even remember what this guy was saying, but it was definitely there. We've had tables walk from one end of the room to the other, paranormal. I've got videos of it. I'll share them with you. But
Wow.
yeah, there was lots of people, and there was this wooden. It was a heavy table, and like in a pub. We was in a pub doing a paranormal investigation. It was in Bridge. It was called the Plough, I think. Can't remember. I have to find out. But it was in Bridge, and people were just having their fingers on the tables, and they were just kind of going, can you lift? And it was like, no. And then just all of a sudden you can feel the energy building up because you've got to push the energy into the table with a paranormal investigation. You've got to do it with love because you don't want any dark energies coming in. You don't want to summon anything. I never do Ouija boards, paranormal investigations, none of that. It's all done in love. So anyway, we're pushing this energy into this table, and we've got just the fingertips. I wasn't doing it, I was filming. They got the fingertips on it, and all of a sudden this table just lifted and shifted around. So everybody kind of moved around with it, and we thought, oh, that's a bit fluky. Perhaps somebody was doing it. We did it again. And I said, right, everybody put just fingertips, barely fingertips on it. And it did the same thing.
Wow.
We then got a smaller table, a lighter table. It was a little wooden white table that was in the pub. We put that down, and there was about 3 or 4 people, I think, around it. And it went up on 2 legs, and they were trying to push this table down. Wouldn't go down. Went down, and then it was literally just shifting and walking across the floor. The landlord was there, he was around the other side of the bar with all his mates, sniggering, laughing, going, load of fucking bullshit this is. Anyway, he came round and he was like, what the fuck's happening? So I said, come and put your hands on the table. You prove that this is real. None of us are doing this. So he did it, and it was moving for him. And I've never seen a table move like that ever. That's my first. I've seen in my psychic development group, the first ever one circle I went to, I heard knocks on the table, and it was like 1 knock for yes, 2 knocks for no. And then the table lifted up spelling a name, so it did that. And I remember crying because I know I promise on my life there's no way I'd do that. promise on my life that happened. These two things happened, and there was nobody who was pushing it, because we then asked them to put their hands upside down like that. So nobody could have moved this table.
So who
But
or what was moving it then?
I was just about to say, so this guy was George, and he was something to do with like an old landlord, and he was just looking after the place. There was a little bit of emotional turbulence in the relationship. The current landlord and landlady were going through something. I don't really want to say too much details on here, but they were going through something because we'd been going there regularly, and they were, you know, and I think the landlord didn't like the atmosphere and was trying to kind of help things, because obviously when you're a landlord of a pub, you fall in love. That's not just your business, it's your home. It's what, you know, there's regulars in there. So anyway, his name was George. I think it was George. It's on the tape anyway, but he was George, and he was just coming with love and light, and he just wanted to see that he could do this. So he was testing it out as well.
I bet the landlord had different thoughts afterwards.
Oh yeah, that shut him right up. That did. Yeah.
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 Well, it's a great story. Well, we've reached the end of our hour, and I want to thank all of you for sharing and being open to putting these stories out there. It's not easy to put stuff like this out there, because when normies hear it, they're going to say, "Oh, you're crazy." But you know what? Eventually, stuff like this is going to happen to them. It may have already happened to them. Short little story. When my sister needed a kidney, my mom donated hers. My mom's Christian, doesn't believe in this stuff, but she told me that while they were in the hospital side by side in the bed, an apparition appeared to her, telling her that everything's going to be all right. So even for those devout Christians and people that are non-believers, eventually something's going to happen. And thank you to everyone for being here to share your stories, to normalize this, because it is more normal and more common than what people would think. So thank you again, everyone, for sharing your stories and being part of this Zentasia Spirit Chat again. So take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Much love to all.
Thank you for the
Can
opportunity.
I add one more thing about my story?
Yes.
The
Sure.
female in the back of the ship, I told you there's a female. It took me 7 years, and then Source told me that was me. So how does that happen when I'm in one dimension and I see myself in another dimension driving a ship?
Wow.
I don't know
Yeah,
how that happens.
because you're
But it took
multidimensional.
it took 7 years for them to give me that message, because it's a need to know basis as you grow.
True.
So
All right.
so I just found that out like 2022. That it was
That's
me
amazing.
driving the ship. So I'm sorry, I forgot that.
That's okay. That's all right.
That's
All
well
right.
worth adding on. That is.
Yes, definitely.
Brilliant.
And on that note, we're going to say goodbye. Thanks again to everyone. Much love to all. Love you all.
Good
And we'll see
night.
you again next
Good
week.
night.